Hello and welcome to another beautiful episode of Softline. I'm Nancy Banigo, and with me today to start off this wonderful edition of Softline is two gentlemen in the studio, two very gentlemen. At the extreme there I have Mr. Udofia, Emmanuel. He's the PRO Akwa Ibom State Fire Service. And then beside me I have Mbuotidem, Udoh. He's the head of operation, Federal Fire Service. You're welcome to the show.
You're welcome.
All right, so I'm going to start today's show with them because today's a special day for Akwa Ibom State. Today is the birthday of Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom State is 38 years old today. And Akwa Ibom State is a very beautiful state. In fact, I think Akwa Ibom is the most beautiful state in Nigeria today. It's open for discussion anyway. So, but according to me, and I'm sure the gentlemen in the studio agree with me.
I would say, when you say the most, I would say one of the most.
I know. No, I'm not saying one of the most. Every other person is on his own, but Akwa Ibom is the most. All right, so Akwa Ibom is a very beautiful state. Yes, and so I'm going to give the gentlemen 1 minute each to tell me what is it they like the most about Akwa Ibom State. Are you from Akwa Ibom State?
Yes, I am from
Okay, let's start with you.
All right, thank you so much. I want to use this moment to celebrate the 30th anniversary of our dear state, Akwa Ibom. Just as you said, Akwa Ibom, the most beautiful state, I beg to differ. I say one of the most, right?
Okay.
Now, there are so many things I personally would love to celebrate the state about. One of it is the peace we enjoy in the state.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there are some people who are just going through issues in some states, uproar. Before they could sleep and wake up, you're hearing gunshots somewhere. So automatically it causes tension. But here in the state, we have peace. And my wish is that we don't just experience the kind of peace we are seeing today, but more of it to come in subsequent years. So I wish the state the best of God. Yes, that's just my wishes. Yeah.
All right. So, Mr. Udoh, what do you have to say? You're from here too.
Today, Akwa Ibom is 38 years, and I believe that Akwa Ibom have grown up to be a full state and a full man of his own. It's a very peaceful state, and one of the things I want to appreciate the government of Akwa Ibom State is the good road network that opens the state for industrialization and this business development. The road network are very okay, and I want to still use this opportunity to call on more investors to come into the state and invest because of the peaceful atmosphere and its economic friendly environment. Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderfully said, I must say. Talking about the road network, the other day on the show I was telling one of my guests that I've never seen, when you drive through the interlands in Akwa Ibom State, you begin to wonder if there are villages in the state, because almost everywhere the road is tarred. But my guest said, oh, there are some places you go to and the road is not tarred too. And then talking about the beautiful nature of the streets in Akwa Ibom, you hardly go to any street in this state and you don't see trees, flowers. It's so beautiful. And then we come down to the cuisines. Akwa Ibom food. Ew.
They have found soup, edikanikon,
oh my goodness,
editan, the rest.
Atama,
also.
You can name them. They are wonderful. And then we talk about the people. The people of Akwa Ibom State, quite hospitable, I must say. Yeah, but they have this problem. I don't know if it's a problem. Well, every individual, it's individualistic. It's like you can see it in one person, you might not see it in the next person. There's this, I don't even know how to put it to, but like pride. It's a good thing. When you're confident of who you are or what you have, you tend to show some pride. But sometimes I feel they overdo it.
I think just like you said earlier, it's an individual thing. Because if you want to measure the scale of what Akwa Ibom persons represent, I would say more than half. We are quite known to be humble. Yeah, the other aspect is about an individual, because from my own standpoint, this is how I view life to be. Whether you have enough or have little or whatever, whatever stage you find yourself, God put you there. So the only privilege I could have to have more than my neighbor can only be that God decided to make it so. So what should I be proud of? So that's how I view life generally speaking. But I think Akwa Ibom people are not known to being proud.
Okay.
Except maybe an individual just chooses to be, which is not what we represent.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I guess that is based on the few persons I have encountered, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's now ask Mr. Udoh, where do you see Akwa Ibom in the next 10 years? 10 years from now. What do you think?
In the next 10 years, Akwa Ibom now is a developing state.
Okay.
In the next 10 years, with the rates of development and industrialization, what Akwa Ibom really lack now is industries, functional industries. You understand? If government can invest more on functional industries and if we bomb deep seaports that you keep on hearing that it will come on board. If it comes up, it will really drive development in the state. So I see Akwa Ibom will be a fully developed state in the next 10 years from now. Because Akwa Ibom was carved out of Cross River State. And if you want to rate the rate of development in Akwa Ibom State compared to Cross River State, you see that we are far behind, above Cross River State. So the state will be fully developed in the next 10 years.
How about you, Mr. Emmanuel? Where do you see Akwa Ibom in the
next 10 years?
The next 10 years.
I would say this, I like to be very
realistic.
Akwa Ibom may or may not be doing well in the next 10 years if we are not intentional. Talking from leadership angle. But that's the truth.
Okay.
If the leadership are not intentional on the thing that ought to be done, sincerely speaking, we might even go backward. 10 years below what we ought to be.
Okay.
But to be a bit optimistic, we can do far better than what we're doing today.
Okay.
If all hands are on the deck, governor has a vision. If the people he's working with are able to interpret his vision and run by it, automatically in the next 10 years, we will fly. But vice versa, assuming it happens that the people working, are not intentional, as the man who has a vision, you see, automatically we're going to retrogress. So my prayer is that we don't retrogress, but rather we progress. So every one of us has to be very pragmatic and very much do the best we ought to do.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your optimistics. I like it. All right. So Akwa Ibom is the next destination. Come this Christmas. In fact, I have people who are already calling me to book, for hotels for Christmas. They talk about the Christmas village and the new one that is about to start up somewhere around Barracks Road. In fact,
awesome.
December this year, Akwa Ibom is the only destination. So we're still waiting for all the influx of visitors. All right, we'll go on a very quick break. And when we come back, we'll introduce, I've already introduced my guests, but when we come back, we'll introduce our topic. Stay with us. Thanks for being with us. So in the heat of the flame, bravery is just the beginning, where seconds count, and every decision can be a matter of life and death. Today we are shining a light on the unsung heroes who rush into dangers while others flee. The men and women who put their lives on the line to save others, often at great personal risk. Welcome to our discussion of fighting fire, firefighting, balancing bravery and safety. We'll be exploring the challenges they face, the strategies they use, and the importance of safety protocols in the high-stake profession, Okay, talking about firefighting. I saw a close call of it recently. We keep hearing these stories from afar. And when you hear stories from afar, it doesn't really sound so real, it's just like storytelling and all that. But when it happens to you, that is when you begin to appreciate people who are there to curtail this incident. So I'm going to start with you, Mr. Emmanuel. What are those biggest challenges you think firefighters face? Let's just say in Nigeria. Before we come down to Akwa Ibom State.
While trying to reel out the pre factors, so to speak, the flame, blah, blah, and the rest of the things you were saying. My heart just bleeds. You know why? Because most times when I realize that I'm a firefighter, most cases it makes me so humble because it's one of the riskiest jobs ever.
True.
So risky. And now we have what we call fireman prayers. If you go to know what fireman prayers are, if you have a fiance or a brother, a friend who is a firefighter, you would want to pray for him every single day because our job is good. Like you said, while others are fleeing from a flame, you see someone's husband, brother, friend running to the same, scene that others are fleeing. So it's a great job. On the other hand, because we are meant to save lives and property, and we are doing it. So you were asking, what are the greatest challenges that firefighters face? Our challenges are enormous. Talking about the physical challenge, when there's an incident, an average firefighter is exposed to burns.
Okay.
Yes, where there's enormous heat, automatically you could become a victim of circumstance in that regard. And then also, this carbon monoxide that we inhale, it has a health challenge. You see, sometimes most firefighters will have respiratory issues as a result of, inhaling the smoke, the carbon monoxide, and the rest of the things. And then what other challenge could be? Financial challenge. Most fire personnel are subject to traumatic situation.
Okay.
Yes, because there's demand from the home front, there's demand from here, there's demand from here, and while you're already being caught up, on the call of duty, automatically you're exposed to traumatic situation and tendencies. So, firemen's problems are enormous.
I know.
So I could just say and then allow my colleague to relate.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Udoh, what do you think is the greatest challenge faced by a firefighter?
Based on what my colleague said, one of the greatest challenges is the heat that he was talking about. It's not a small thing to stand and face the heat of fire. You understand? Especially, that's why when there's recruitment for fire service, we always talk about bring your physical fitness certificate, health physical fitness certificate. To stand that heat is not a small thing. If you are asthmatic, you can't be a firefighter. No asthmatic patient can withstand firefighting. That's why whenever we turn out for fire and the room is shook, the first thing we do is to ventilate.
Okay.
Open the windows.
Okay.
Because if you don't open the windows, you can't stand and do the job. You will suffocate. And as my colleague was saying, the smoke and the heat affects the red blood cells, hemoglobin. It displaces the red blood cells. So if you inhale it for like 5 minutes without breathing fresh air, if you cough, what you cough out will be either blood or black, thick black smoke. You understand? So that is the greatest challenges of firefighters, the heat and the smoke.
When you talk about this, when you talk about this smoke, because I remember, just like I said in the beginning, I had a very close call, with firefighters trying to, quench some fire. I saw Bravery, but then I asked the question, how prepared are you to fight fire? You are not supposed to go into a building full of smoke with your bare nose. You don't know, because I see them abroad. I see them fully kitted, like, they have this mask, they have the tank of air behind, but I didn't see any of those, So I begin to wonder, how prepared are you to even fight fire? Are you supposed to go in to that smoke to inhale them?
The preparation, we are prepared as firefighters, but we have funding challenges from government. We have funding challenges from government. Like most of our appliances that are outdated, some of the new ones that are procured, when they are procured, I don't think that they take time and run a check on the facilities inside those appliances. Like the appliances that we have the breathing apparatus for smoke lock environment. But they are not charged. There's no oxygen inside.
Wow.
So the challenges we face has boils down to finances and funding and proper checks from government agencies. You understand? Because when, not as if it's good for us or we like inhaling the smoke. It's not good for us. We don't like it.
At all.
But if there's fire, we turn out and we are not brave to withstand the fire. They will reprimand us. They will say we are not fit to be firefighters. In order to save our job and our family,
you risk it all.
We risk it.
Wow.
So it's now an opportunity for us to call on government for proper funding of fire service. It's very capital intensive.
And let's be clear, this is talking about Akwa Ibom State's Federal Fire Service Akwa Ibom, right?
State Command.
Okay. All right, Eddie, you want to go?
Oh.
Because I have a whole lot of questions to ask.
I can see you're fire for it, and somehow they seem to make us be emotional when you think about what they have to do. On a lighter note, before I even go on, let me bring us some teaser, and I'll take it from the angle where Mr. Man said, and there's a prayer for the fire prayer for the husband.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, don't women face this?
They do.
Because you have female
firefighters.
So, because when you being gender...
No, I'm not. Now, this is it, okay? In a circle, as a fire officer, whether male or female, you are called a fireman.
Oh.
So whether you're a woman, you are called a fireman. So when I say fireman, so it both gender, both male and female. So that is it. Thank you.
So now going into firefighting, I would like to know, let me also be personal too.
Okay.
Before you went into this field, officer, that also applies to you because you tell us. Did you ever think, or was it by circumstance? You just got a job at fire service because
you saw an opening,
you saw an opening, or were you passionate about it? Did you start thinking about, I need to save life towards this angle, or you just got it and then you learned on the job?
Okay, so now I wasn't thinking I was going to be a fireman. I love media, one, and then what makes me like fire service work was because from the onset I was always being human prone. I was always loving people, loving to save lives. I volunteer on so many occasions, to see how society can be better. So when I have the opportunity, I say, wow, I can leverage on this. So now the firefighting work also it gives me another sense for being humanly in nature. Because just like my colleague was saying, sometimes we risk our lives to save a life. Yes, where you see thick smoke, and then you know that the carbon monoxide is deterrent to health. But you will go in, even with no breathing apparatus, you will go. He said something very striking. If you are unable to do the job or get it done as you are expected to, you'll be reprimanded. Either they will say you're incapacitated, you're not good, but you're good. You're good. But in a nutshell, it's about saving lives and property. So speaking now personally, like I said earlier on, I never thought I was going to be a fire officer, but I knew I was always a man who is meant to contribute to society's growth. So that can come by any means. So my job also helped me in this instance to get it done.
All right, so let Mr. Udoh also answer the question.
Everybody know the scarcity of jobs in Nigeria. As a graduate, once you pass out from NYSC camp, the next thing that comes into your mind
is how to get a job.
You understand? Now, it was in those days that people select jobs. But nowadays, people hardly select jobs because of what is very scarce. So to me, when it came, I see it as an opportunity for me to get a federal government job and grow in it. And I also see it as an opportunity for me to contribute my own quota to the society. I knew that the job is a risky job, but at least it's not as risky as jobs that you hold guns. That you should. Are you
scared of holding the gun? Scared of holding the gun? I love the sincerity of this discussion. Seriously. So you were lucky, or you holding job.
But you're
Okay.
you're also doing your best.
Yeah, I'm putting it out.
Welfare here. Well, the medical aspect, what you're exposed to, how does the organization take care of your health challenges, knowing that you're exposed to inhaling fumes that are
dangerous?
So do people have regular medical checks?
I will allow my colleague to answer that one.
Absolutely.
But before he answers that,
okay,
let me say this. You know, I don't know whether it's a phobia on guns. but you know what? If I'm asked to give a scale from 1 to 10, the risks, you know, on a job and the ones that hold one, sincerely, it almost go the same.
It's not the same.
Because it might be the same. You may not know. Now this is irony.
Okay.
In 19 something, I can't get the other year precisely, 3 firemen were burned to death on the fire scene somewhere in California, United States of America, because they went to save lives. And then suddenly the climatic change now was against them. It's what we call downwind, upwind, and so, right? So it happens that they were caught right in the midst of it. It almost happened to me. Then I was serving at the Victor International Airport. We now had to climb the perimeter fencing to make sure we curtail the fire that was, you know, burning around the facility, because there's no pilot that will land, no matter how tiny the fire is, that will land on the touchdown zone, right? You know, to the tarmac, seeing the light. So we now go there. Suddenly, the light now came. You know, we suddenly became downwind. It was coming towards us, so we had to drop our hoses and jump the perimeter.
To save life first. To save your life first.
It's almost like someone thinking God.
Yeah, that's true. I understand. I understand what you mean now.
The welfare, the health welfare, as federal government firefighters, the government subsidize our health welfare. We enroll on what we call National Health Insurance Scheme. If you sustain any injury, if you are hospitalized, if you are sick, you go to NHS, National Health Insurance Scheme recognized hospital, register there, you get drugs at a subsidized rate, you get health treatment at a subsidized rate, although not all drugs are covered by NHIS. When you go to hospital, they will tell you that not all drugs are covered by NHIS. But what I believe is that government's supposed to do more on that. The reason is that there are some injuries that you sustain, like skin burn. If you go to any fire that you sustain skin burn, it's going to take a long time for you to recover from such health challenges. So in as much as you suffer that for a long time, NHIS will provide a short-term solution. You still need, in most cases, to like run a lot of the health care with your own salary. But NHIS goes a long way to reduce the expenses. So that's what we benefit as federal government workers. National Health Insurance Scheme.
All right, so let's talk about, because I know I saw Bravery, Daddy, like I keep saying, I saw Bravery. But I was wondering, in your course of training, is there any way they balance safety and training? You just see fire and boom, you know, because this particular topic is how to balance that bravery and being a professional firefighter. So in the training period, you know, do you get trained on a kind of fire to go in, how to go in? Because I just saw people going into the fire. So it's as if, we hear fire, so the first thing that comes to your mind, the instinct just tells you, go in and quench the fire. Is that how it works?
No, that's not how it works. You know, our job is very critical. We are being trained, like me, I was on training for, I'm trained both on structural firefighting and on aviation firefighting. So all of those, I have certification to that, right? But now you're talking about bravery, training, and safety. We've been taught on all those. You will not just see a fireman jumped into any kind of fire. There are classes of fire you may not know, but we know there are classes of fire. So now we know, for instance, that the most devastating class is class B. And then suddenly there is fire incident that involves class B. You just say firemen jump. No, we don't jump like that. We are very tactful. We are very meticulous on what to do at a given time.
Okay.
So when you see firemen jump.
So when you say class B, what do we see?
Class B is one that involves flammable liquid like petrol, gasoline, and the rest, right?
Okay.
You know, those ones are very dangerous. So we don't just jump like that. We are tactful when it comes to that and know how to go about it, right? So I wouldn't tell you because I'm not a fireman. Okay, so now, like, what happens somewhere that you heard about, right? Now, you see them jump. The first thing, like this, my colleague here, they was telling me, officer, let's ventilate the environment. Let's ventilate. Now, most of the times you see us try to intrude into the structure was to see how to get close to where we can ventilate. Okay. And that is an exercise of a man who's been trained on his job.
Oh, okay.
You know, and having done that, automatically, see, access was created even for firemen to go. So when we were jumping, we didn't just jump in just because we wanted to fight fire. No, we knew what we were doing. And that's what makes our job easy, because government not just employ us, they train us so that you know what to do, so that you don't become a victim while trying to be a rescuer.
All right, let's go on a very quick break, and we'll be right back to continue with the conversation. Stay with us. All right, thank you so much for being there. So we'll continue with the conversation, and we're still talking about firefighting, balancing bravery and safety. So I don't know, Mr. Emmanuel is done talking about the training. You just told us you guys go through training. So me seeing firefighters jumping into the fire is not just because they want to jump in. They know how to do that. But I will also want Mr. Udoh to react a bit to that, because I know you've gone through trainings too. So how exactly do you balance safety when you're fighting fire?
Safety and risks, there's what we call incident command and risk management. Okay. You understand? And we have qualities of firemen. We have 7 qualities of firemen: initiative, courage, observation, discipline, inquiry mind, and so on. There are 7. Okay. So whenever we turn out to any facility, the commander, the person in charge of the operation, will first of all carry out risk assessment of the fire. Like you said about class B fire, petroleum fire is flammable gas. So no firefighter that is trained will jump into such fire, because you can just have a backdraft explosion. So we don't do that. Why you see us jumping in when we came in was that I carried out risk assessment. I was the leader. I was the leader of the operation when we came that day. I carried out risk assessment. I discovered that it is compartment fire. Compartment fire are building structural fire. So what we see there is free burning material, burn and leave arches. It hardly explodes. It hardly spread the fire very fast. You understand? So we carry out that risk assessment. Within 1 minute, we are done with the risk assessment. So we have been trained. So when you see us doing that, it's not all the fire as he told you. Specific fire. When I came in, I didn't see your diesel or generator house burning. I only saw the building on structure. And the only thing that was trying to confuse me when I came was the smoke.
You didn't know where it was coming from?
The smoke was spreading almost in the whole structure. So I was like, is the fire burn? Is the whole structure on fire? But when we carry out the risk assessment, we discovered that it's only one of the rooms that was burning. So when you see that, you are not here to learn firefighting. What we just need to do is to ventilate so that you can stand and fight the fire. So as firefighters, you blend the training with the qualities of a fireman, and you do that within 1 minute in an operation. You don't delay it. Because when you see us as saviors. If we come and we delay you, you say, you people are here, what are you doing now? When you see us, you need quick solution.
Absolutely.
And we must be there to give you that quick solution.
So just before you bring in your question, let's also unlearn some things. You know, Emma had said, gave a scenario at the airport. So in your training, talking about bravery and safety, have you ever been told at the scenario, that scenes you go to and then you're asked,
No way. Run for your life.
Well,
so this is really issue. Yeah, you feel your equipment, everything won't take, and then you just take.
Well, we have not turned out to such fire because in Akwa Ibom State, we have less cases of incidents of fire.
Okay.
I think such fire will happen in Lagos State and maybe Abuja and Port Harcourt.
Why? What's the difference?
Because of high industrial activities and high-rise building. There was a time, I think about during President Buhari administration, that I saw heaps of cars burning in Lagos State. Such fire, you can't turn out with one tank, one appliance. You need to turn out with different vehicles. As in, not fire, in fact, you turn out, you see that your equipment cannot face. So
what do you do in such case?
Such fire. Well, you stand and do your best, and you turn out more stations. You don't run away in fire scene.
I would like to add to what my colleague said.
You don't run away in fire scene.
Okay.
I would like to add to what my colleague said.
Okay.
Now, first off, he was trying to give classes of the rate of fire that could happen in Port Harcourt and the rest. But I think in Akwa Ibom we've experienced such.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now, about 4 years ago, December precisely, you know, it's Harmattan season. There was this tire factory in Udoh Road that got in with fire.
Okay.
It was serious. Now, you know, the vehicle tire is plastic. Automatically, that falls under Class B. The rates of fire that buzzed that day. I went there. I got a call at about 11:20 p.m. But my men were there since at 9 or 10. You know, we left that place the following day around 3 or 4 a.m.
Trying to put out the fire.
And it was burning the more. At that point, what we do is this: when you know that you're able to go down the virgin, we call virgin area, meaning you've activated safety on other places that are not affected by the fire. You allow the rest to burn.
Okay.
Now, also, my colleague was trying to be nice, but let me tell you, one of my mentors, he retired from service.
Okay.
He said, when you go to that fire, if you too ball, run, no, you put down. He said, run for your no, you put that fire. But that's not to say that we don't do our job.
Okay.
We want to save life.
You're also human.
At some point, if I need to retreat, I would do. Because I need to be alive to save another person's life.
Absolutely.
So that's our job. Okay. But the truth is, firemen needs to be applauded.
Okay.
Sincerely.
Absolutely.
You know why some folks are sleeping at night? 12 on the dot. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., you're hearing siren blaring. That's someone's husband. That's someone's mother. That's someone's friend. You know, brother or sister going to save a life.
Absolutely.
I mean.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about this, because when these things happen, there are lots of confusions. People don't know what to do, you know, especially in an organization, you know. Let's take, for instance, the fire that got at the building in Lagos a few days ago that took about 10 lives or so. Yeah. That was an organization, different, what they call it? Yeah, for different organizations, right? In that, we saw videos of people jumping from windows, 7th floor, 4th floor. People were just trying to jump, you know. In the heat of this whole incident, people get confused. As firefighters, what advice would you give to such, you know, people in such situations? What should we do?
What I want to say is this. What I want to say is this. In this our climb, we do not place priority on safety. Let's start with that first. Now, this safety I'm talking about is all-encompassing words.
Okay.
Training is part of the safety. When I watched the video, there was no need from someone, for instance, you know that this incident is happening on 4th floor, for instance. Then you're on 6th floor. I remain at 6th floor. I won't jump.
Oh,
because,
really?
yes, there's possibility the fire might not spread from 4, 5 to 6 and cut off with me there. So if I now jump from 6 because I heard something's happening at the 4th floor, I will risk myself. Now, the next question would be, were those people trained? Are the occupants of that structure trained? Or what to do in case there's fire outbreak? That's why sometimes you say, people, come on, there's need for fire safety training.
they will say, we're going to leave. Something will happen. But we don't need to wait until something happens. But my heart goes to those who lost their lives. But sometimes we need to also be very conscious. Like my colleague was given seven qualities of fire personnel. We call it co-pedits, right?
Okay.
So if we are able to now come to an organization, for instance, okay, let me use this studio for instance, right? So okay, let's run training. Automatically, every member of staff will know. So this is what should happen if there's any incident of this nature.
Okay.
That most time people die not because fire kills them, but out of fear, anxiety,
confusion.
But if something happens, you were already told on what to do. You just maintain your composure. At that point, you could overcome the situation. But when you were not trained, you'll be running hell. You can even run into the fire. Whereas you could have stayed where you were and the fire would not cut off with you. So I said this again, that both public and private organizations, they need to be trained on fire safety. Because with their training, sincerely, you are 50% conversant of what should be done in this fire incident.
All right, I see Mr. Udoh smiling. I know he wants to react to that question too. You saw the fire incident, right?
I saw the video. There's what we call emergency response drill. And that training, yes, my colleague have emphasized, is very, very important. You know, there are some companies we write to them that we want to come and train your staff. The first thing they will look at is the financial implication of how much they will spend for the training. They don't look at the benefits, properties, the cost, what they stand to lose should fire happens in their premises. That emergency response training is very, very important in organizations. When there's fire, what do you do first? The first thing you do is to sound an alarm.
Okay.
That is the first thing. Raise an alarm. I don't know whether those people did all those things because they maybe different organizations, they may not be trained. You raise an alarm, fire, fire, fire. The next thing you do, if you are inside that room that there is fire, you evacuate, you leave the room. Once you leave the room, you close the door behind. You close the door behind to minimize the spread. Once you close the door, especially fire-resistant doors, when the fire spread to the door, it will stop there. But if you just open the door and run like that, fire can easily spread and enter the next room. The next room, before you know it, the whole compartment is on fire. You close the door behind, and the next thing is don't panic. Follow the nearest exit. Follow the shortest exit. There are some exits that are far to your muster point. There are some exits that are closer to the muster point. So you follow the one that is very close to your muster point. And when you carry in the muster point, you do 8 counts. 8 counts. It's necessary to know if some people are trapped inside the building. Head count. 8 counts to know if everybody have evacuated. You understand? So that fire, the way I see it, there was no coordination because of what? Panic. And another problem we have in Nigeria is the way they build facilities. You will see a very big, high-rise building with a very narrow exit. The exit is not wide. The staircase, even I talk of the exit, is the staircase. They are very small. That if everybody wants to go out at once, definitely there will be a stampede. So it's fear. That jumping from 4th, 6th floor is out of fear. And I believe that the exit was blocked.
It was blocked. So apart from exiting and calling for help, is there no other safety measures? Like
if the fire is at the initial stage, at the incipient stage, fire, we have 4 stages of fire development. The incipient stage is when smoke and a little, maybe only this cup is burning. That is the incipient stage. That is when you use portable fire extinguisher. But when the fire have started to develop, the developing stage, maybe only this cup was burning. Before you know it attacked this my phone. Before you know this table. That's when it started developing. That's when you need the service of fire.
So how about using detergent? What kind of fire can detergent
and water is for class B fire. Petroleum fire.
At the beginning.
petroleum fire.
Okay, so that is just the only fire detergent and water can work for.
But normally you use VOM. In the absence of VOM,
okay,
firefighters VOM. That is when you are waiting for fire service to respond. In petroleum and petroleum fire, you can use that detergent.
Okay.
That detergent, why we use it is that it covers the surface of the liquid. It tries to exclude the oxygen.
Okay.
It doesn't allow oxygen, because once petrol see oxygen,
it becomes more powerful.
Give him power. So that detergent covers the surface.
Okay, so now how about when it is non-petroleum, like the house?
No, that
fire?
one is normal water. Normal water.
Okay.
House fire is water.
Okay. How about when it's electric?
Electric, the first thing you know is to cut off the source of power.
Okay.
If your circuit breaker refuses to work, because there are some cases that fire happen like that, even the door refuses to open. You understand? Why does the door refuse to open? Thermal expansion. Thermal expansion. That is, if the heat is much, the frame and the compartment expand beyond. Just like a car having an accident, before you know it, the door refuses to open. So when there is thermal expansion, because of heat, the door will refuse to open. You understand?
Okay. All right.
So that is it.
Thank you so much.
And then another thing I would like to add is this, like my colleague has spoken, right? So if you're in a building, or you are just walking to a building that is totally filled with smoke, or you were caught in a building that is filled with smoke, if you want to exit that building, do not run.
Okay.
Don't run with the smoke. You crawl.
Okay. Okay.
You crawl up, because while you're crawling, you have percentage of oxygen to breathe and then able to locate an exit route. So with that, you're able to save yourself.
Okay, so there's this opinion too, a suggestion about weight blankets. Maybe while waiting for the firefighters to arrive, and
if you have access to water,
can you carry a weight? Is it like you soak water in the blanket, or there is a particular material?
The blanket is if a cubicle, like a pot, something is burning inside the pot. You use fire blanket or wet towel. That is what you can easily cover. That is like you were frying something in a pot, and all this is why you see fire started burning inside. Either you use the pot cover and cover it very well to exclude the oxygen, or you use that fire blanket. You don't use blankets in a compartment fully developed fire. That one you use water directly.
All right, so now let's talk a bit about technology, because we can't, discuss this without talking about every day we get new technology. So in the fire service business, are there new technology that can aid, safety or enhance firefighting?
In fire service, there are a lot of new innovations.
Okay.
Like this petroleum fire in developed countries, if you go to UK, Turkey, firefighters don't risk their lives fighting, going to face the heat of the petroleum fire. They use what we call drone.
Drone.
And robots. You connect the hose to the robot, and you use a remote, control it. It drives, it moves like a human being, to where it faces the heat, because it's not another human being. It moves fight the fire. After fighting, you retract it and it reverses and comes back. But it's capital intensive. There are cases that you send drones. Drone is to capture a particular area. You understand? For feasibility and recording of what happens. But that robot, that one is to fight the fire. You understand? And there's another thing. There is another vehicle we call rapid response. Because one of the things that delays firefighting is turning out time, response time. You understand? Like now, the city of Lagos, we know how traffic logjam is always. If fire happens and I turn out within 2 minutes, and I met up, hold up on the way, and you know Nigerians, clear for firefighters to pass is a problem.
That's another thing.
That's another thing. Response time. Right of way. It's part of Fire Service Act. Once there's fire, we implore the public to just give way for firefighters to pass. Because if we respond early, the earlier we reach the scene, the more properties we will be able to save. Okay. But when we reach late, there's little or nothing that we can do.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Udoh, and thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. But before you go, I would like to give you 1 minute, because I know you guys have a whole lot you want to talk to the state government or the federal government about when it comes to fire service or firefighting. So go ahead and say.
Sometimes I try to avoid the aspect of talking. State government are aware of the problem of fire service, both federal as well, because nothing is new here. My emphasis is always on the people, the citizenry. Like we are celebrating the 38th anniversary of our state. I want every Akwa Ibom to stay safe. Now, there's potential fire outbreak in every home, but we can embed it by doing what we need to do. Most mothers, women in particular, would say, allow that my freezer to be on, or that my food, nobody to cook another one. Now you allow the freezer to be on, but normally you're supposed to turn off those stuff when you leave the house. Last year, December, there was fire outbreak somewhere in town. The entire building was down at 100 units here in New York, precisely. What happened? The occupants, they left their home, their AC was on, they traveled, went on vacation. Those people watching their houses run down by fire. On the video, we will straight, so guys, see your house. He said, oh God, help me, Jesus. But it was medicine after death. So we tell, turn off your electrical appliances when they want to leave your home. You'll be on a safe side. Do not allow your children play with naked flame. It's very, children of these days are very curious. They want to know, mommy, turn on this thing. Suddenly, fire is here. Where is the fire coming from? And the child might be carrying mastic or lighter right at the regulator of the gas cylinder. Before you know, boom, God forbid, anything could happen. True. Do not also overload your electrical socket. There are some people that think that when their socket start making noise, that it makes it look real. No, that's potential fire. For instance, there's wear and tear on the electrical socket. The mouth is beginning to fall somehow, like epileptic person, right? And then you are plugging your phone. You hear and then you are thinking that it's something. No, it's not something good. Change it, and then by that you're able to already save yourself from.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Udoh, you talked about rights to road. The way you're passing with the fire service officers, can you talk to people to to enlighten them what they should do when they see these fire trucks coming?
The people that give us headache are the commercial drivers. Those are the people that give us a headache. Most of the private drivers do comply, but these commercial drivers, they will see fire truck and they will see passenger. They will consider to stand and carry that passenger, block the road. So we really want to talk to commercial drivers. When they see fire truck, they should clear the road for firefighters to pass. And to act on fire safety that my colleague said, in Nigeria, we don't comply to standards. A lot of things that cause fire are electrical malfunction equipment. And there are a lot of substandard materials in the market. Even this extension socket, do you know that there are a lot of fake ones? There are some that you see explosion proof. There are some you will not see explosion proof.
All right, we have to go.
Understand? So I want to advise the public that whenever they want to buy material, they should go for the quality ones.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Udoh. So as the flame dies down and the smoke clears, one thing remains clear: our deepest gratitude to the brave men and women who risk it all to keep us safe. So thank you to our gallant. So what is the soldiers?
Fire soldiers.
Fire soldiers, yeah. Thank you so much. You guys are doing a great job. So thank you so much. All right, to our viewers out there, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. So from all of us in the studios, bye-bye, and thanks for watching.